Hi everyone, Sassy Cassy here. I'm here today to show you a really cute tutorial on how to make a maxi dress. And it's very simple. You only need two things. First thing is a shirt. You want it to be a knit shirt. And it can be any kind you want, long sleeve, short sleeve, tank, whatever you like. Just make sure that it is knit. I picked mine up at Kmart for like $5, so win-win right there. The other thing you're going to need is knit fabric. So I picked this up. You're probably going to need between 1.25 yards to up to maybe 2 yards, just depending on if there is a direction. As you can see, my fabric has a direction. It has stripes, so I got a little bit more just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough to account for the stripes. Normally, if there was no direction, what you would want to do is pick a 60-inch wide fabric and get about 1.25 yards, and then you're going to use the width of it, that 60 inches, to go around for your skirt, and then the length of it will be the yardage that you cut. So, and you'll cut it off to the measurement that you need, which I'm going to show you right here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is to measure. I put my shirt on. You want to figure out what point you want your gathering to start on your skirt. I want mine to sit on my natural waistline, so I'm going to take my measuring tape and just measure right around my natural waistline. And then with a pencil, I'm just going to put a little mark right where my natural waistline is. Also, I want to measure my length. So if you have nobody here to hold your measuring tape for you, then just kind of step on the bottom of your tape there, holding it in place. And you're going to just measure up to your natural waistline. Mine measures at 42. I don't need to worry about adding any extra because I'm not going to be stepping on my dress, so this will be taken up a little bit once it's hemmed and once it's taken into the seam allowance. So 42 is how long I'm going to cut my fabric. Okay, so first we're going to cut our shirt. You can see where I marked my waistline. I'm going to take it a little bit down lower than that just to account for seam allowance. And I'm going to pencil in, just make some pencil marks here. Hopefully I will be able to see that. My chalk doesn't want to color for me. I'm just going to draw a line across. And then I'm going to cut. It's kind of hard to see my lines, but I can see them, so that's what counts. Now I'm just going to cut across the shirt. Okay, so now I have my knit fabric laid out. I want my stripes to be going lengthwise, so that's why I had to fold it a little bit differently. And my measurement, I have it so that it's kind of doubling what my waist measurement is, so that it has some fullness. You can make it as full or as not full as you want, but probably you don't want to more than double it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut going along this way. I am cutting the side. This is actually going to be my center back seam. And now we're ready to sew. We're going to begin by putting our right sides together and pin down this back seam. So we'll start up here and put some pins going all the way down. This wants to curl on me, but we're going to pin it all the way down. Okay, so now we're over here at the machine. I changed my setting to a zigzag with just a little bit of a width, like not even quite 1. And then length is at 2.5, and that's just to give it a little bit of stretch since I'm working with a knit. You could also run it through a serger if you have a serger. We are gonna just start here on a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm taking our pins out as we go. And we're just gonna run this stitch all the way down that back seam. As you can see, I am putting in my basting stitch around the top edge of the skirt because we are going to have a gathered skirt, so we need to put in our gathering stitches. So two rows side by side. As you can see, I have my 2 gathering rows now, so I am just going to pull up the stitches and pull gathers all around the skirt. And we're going to start that, and then we'll match it up to our shirt once we have a good amount of gathers started. Okay, so now you're ready to attach your skirt to your shirt. So I flipped my shirt inside out, and then you kind of just like put the skirt inside this way so that you have right sides facing together. You have the edge of your shirt along the edge of your skirt, like this, and you can kind of just see, or even if you want to mark beforehand, like where your center back is, you can mark your center back and then match up your center back seam with your center back, and then kind of just do the same on the front. You can mark it before you sew it if you want to make sure that you're accurate, and then you're just going to match your gathers. You're going to go around and just adjust your gathers to fit along the edge of your skirt, along the edge of your shirt, I mean, and you'll just pin as you go along. Okay, so now that we have the skirt pinned back to the shirt, we are going to slide this back under our machine and sew around, not forgetting our back stitch. Okay, so now we're ready to put in the hem. That's our final step. You can see that I used my serger. I just serged the edges. You don't have to do that. But I am turning up the edges 5/8 of an inch. You could do a little bit more if you would like, if you want to try it on and make sure that it fits. But you're going to go all the way around, pin and iron your hem, and then take it to your machine and sew it down. Okay, so we're going to come in here and do a hem. Notice I'm using a double needle. If you don't have a double needle, then you can do 2 stitch lines around for your hem, but that's going to help it to lay better since it's a knit, and sometimes knits tend to roll, so that's why you want to use a twin needle or do a double row of stitching. So I have my twin needle, and I am ready to put in my hem. And just like that, we are done. You can make this dress in probably half an hour or less. I just wanted to point out this beautiful hem that the twin needle puts in for you. Definitely invest in the twin needle. It is worth your while. And so we are finished with the dress. Here we go. And so let me know how you do on this project. I would love to see all of your comments. You know what? Go on Instagram if you're on Instagram and tag me in your picture if you make this dress because I want to see it. Or Facebook or wherever you're at. For more tutorials and videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you can get all the latest and greatest that I am posting. And be sure to check out my website, www.sassycassysews.com. Bye!